Welcome back, you lovely people. Hope everybody is doing amazing. Bitcoin and crypto consolidating today. Little pullback, Bitcoin down 3%, rest of crypto, some of it down a bit more, some of it down a bit less. Absolutely to be expected given the nice moves we've put in lately. So what I want to do with the time is make some price predictions. Now, these won't be our final official price predictions, but I want to use this log chart that you see in front of you in order to get some more data points. All of this is helping us hone in on our targets. Before we go through that, please hit the like button. Really helps. So using this log chart, what we get to do is, since essentially Bitcoin's inception, we can plot the cycle peak that we had in 2013 to the cycle peak that we had in 2017. And that will give us hopefully a third touch at the cycle peak at the end of this year, which we'll come to in a second. And then we can create the channel to the downside, connecting the lows of the price action. The model has been broken once, which you can see here in March 2020, and that was the global liquidity crisis at the beginning of the pandemic, where the whole world and all of the markets fell apart. If that didn't happen, we wouldn't have broken this to the downside, but you can see even if there is an external event and we break to the downside, then very quickly we resume back in the model and Bitcoin becomes the best performing asset in the world out of the back of that crisis. So you can see how we move in waves. We have the peak in 2013, the bear market low through the halving, the run up towards the peak in 2017, the bear market through to the halving, and the run up that we've had so far. We are halfway through the bull market, just coming out of the mid-cycle shakeout, which we also had in 2017 and in 2013. So what we expect next is the run up to the cycle peak, just again, like in 2017 and in 2013. So this chart that I've created allows us to have a look at what that may be, because we would expect the touch to come in at the top of the channel. So we're using our three targets, which we've already discussed on the channel. The first one is the 19th of October, which is based on the length of the 2017 cycle. The second one is the 15th of November, which is taking 2017, but accounting for the fact that the Bitcoin blocks are running slower in this cycle to do with a lot of Chinese miners going offline. And then the third one is the 4th of January, which is 150 days from the breakout of the most important trend line in crypto, calculated again using 2017. 2013 was 132 days, so that would be within range as well. If we use those target dates, we can come up with some price predictions. So if we were to peak on the 19th of November, the target would be approximately, apologies about that, $278,000. So we could call that $280,000. Interestingly, Plan B's stock to flow model is $288,000. So that would be very close to that. So about 280. If we were to peak on the 15th of November, that would bring us in at $295,000. That might ring a bell, because our official target, which is laid out in the Bitcoin playbook, if you haven't watched it yet, definitely go check it out. That is $296,000. So very much in line with our target. That's great to see. If we were to peak later on the 4th of January, that's coming in at about $325,000. So that range of 278 to 325, that's a really nice range to see. Our official target is somewhere in the middle. Plan B stock to flow is in there as well. So it's good to see that confluence of targets coming in. Definitely gives us something very, very clear to aim at. Now, what these targets also do is allow us to predict the potential bear market low, because we would expect after the peak to come in and the bear market will touch the bottom of the channel before we resume out again. So what I have done is I have a look at 2017, from the peak in 2017 to the bear market low in about a year later was about a year. So what we can do is, if we measure a year from our target dates and have a look at the bottom of the channel, then we can come up with some more targets again. That's exactly what I've already done. So if we peak on the 19th of October, we would expect a bear market low of approximately $47,000, 19th of October 2022. If we were to peak on the 15th of November, obviously we would expect the bear market low around mid-November, but that would be a price of about $50,000. And if we were to peak on the 4th of January, then early January bear market in 2023, a price of about $55,000. So of course, as we move through time, we'll be refining those targets. That will be laid out in the 2022 Bitcoin playbook, of course. But they give us some nice ranges to aim at. Our official targets are somewhere in there as well. So we're definitely getting really, really clear on our targets. We know we're coming out of the mid-cycle shakeout. We know we're about to begin our parabolic phase. Here's going to be our landing zone. Here's going to be our landing zone for the bear market, bottom of the bear market. We'll be following that together. Please like this and share it and subscribe and all of that good stuff. And I really appreciate the support that I'm getting. It really, really helps. We're in this together. So let's do it. Thank you. Talk to you soon.